Hello and welcome to the 8th-Bit Podcast.
Hello!
I have Moscrow and Derek with me, and I'm Anthony, and it's back to your original trio, because we're going to have fun, and we're going to talk about E3.
Yay! Woo!
Where boys become
Yay.
men.
Woohoo!
This one's going to be a little different. We're not going to have like a nice formatted outline. We're just going to kind of talk about stuff that is in it and give our, like, I guess, pure thoughts so that we actually know if we know something about the industry we like. So this is our test.
We should talk about the only thing that matters, and that's whatever From Software is bringing.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Great Rune.
Great Rune.
Great Rune, by the way.
So, what do you... Okay, I'm not... Full disclosure. I don't know shit about Dark Souls. I've read the lore because Moscow here has force-fed me lore.
By lore, you mean like a tidbit?
In terms of being a player, and like I would even say fan, because I haven't played through enough of them to consider myself a fan. I don't really know enough, but between the two of you, I feel like the two of you could probably get a pretty good pre-assumption of what, of what it's going to be like.
Fantastic.
Well, one, we do know that it will be fantastic, but they said, I maybe this is not true. They said that it's not going to be like Dark Souls, so honestly, I have no fucking idea. It's just going to be super story driven. That's my only assumption.
Well, if it's not Game of Thrones, it might not be as story driven.
I remember the rumors that were saying about George R.R. Martin and the open world. I'm not like... I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that the open world part might not be true, but of course it's a rumor, so the whole thing might not be true. But it's like I'm starting to feel like From Software is kind of taking a back seat on games that are very similar to Dark Souls.
I mean, they're probably sick of it.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, okay, possibly they're sick of it.
It's because, Sekiro was very similar in terms of gameplay, but in terms of story, it was vastly different because it
had a story.
Fuck you.
Well, not that it had a story. I mean that it had like a cinematic in-game story.
I know what you mean. It had a very clear-cut story with, the characters. Like, it wouldn't try and hide shit from you. You didn't have to piece it together by yourself.
A beginning, middle, and end, and you played through the story.
Yeah, so... And of course, they also made that one game. I don't remember its name. It was a VR game that was completely story-driven.
Yeah, that game actually has very good reception for being a VR game. To the shock of nobody, because I mean, From is obviously they know their shit, but that's Moscow's bird.
Rose is telling us what she thinks is going to happen.
I'm letting her in because she's our mascot now, and I don't feel like editing out a bird tomorrow. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure what that meant was the apocalypse is coming on E3. So, but
yeah.
Anyway,
so there's a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation about Great Rune. There isn't a lot of details, obviously, because it hasn't been announced, but the rumors basically just kind of point to it being Norse mythology, a very dark game with a dark story, and it focuses on the legends of Norse mythology.
Of course, I'm hoping it's going to be like Dark Souls because I am such a good fan. Like, I love Dark Souls, so of course I'm kind of hoping it's going to be that way. But if they decide to do a story game, I feel like it's going to be great. I have a lot of trust in From Software.
Do you think they would do branching stories, or do you think it'd be a static story?
Well, I don't know, but they haven't ever really done... Well, hold on. What do you mean by branching story?
So do you think it would be more... would it be more like a God of War, or would it be more... like Mass Effect?
I would assume...
Just in terms of story, nothing else. Just, like different endings, different choices, or just you play through the experience and you're good.
Well, all the games they've made kind of do have a branching... Like, it's not quite linear, but it's not quite Mass Effect level of stuff. Like, like in all the games they've had, they've usually had multiple endings, and they will have different side quests that will help determine the ending, depending on what you do.
But it's not so much if you tell Mr. Guttenberg that you don't want to loan him $500, then you get a different ending.
Actually,
It's
yes,
more like
it is actually, as a matter of fact. It's kind of like it.
oh,
It's more of you have to do very specific things in a certain sequence to get certain endings.
Yeah.
Like, it's
okay, okay, yeah, I remember that from when Derek was grinding Sekiro.
yes, like it's more of they don't give a whole lot of different choices because there's only like 3 or 4 endings, and there's only like 2 or 3 things that'll help determine those endings. So it's like, I'll just tell you an example. That's the only way I can explain it. Is so for Dark Souls 3, they had 3 different endings. The first ending you got, you just played through the game, right?
Okay.
The second ending, you had to do a little bit of extra stuff in terms of you have to talk to this certain person. Then whenever you get to the end, like you have to talk to several different NPCs, make sure they reached certain points so you could get this special ending, right? Then there was an even harder to get ending where you had to go to a level that, to be honest, is kind of fucking hard to figure out how to get there. You have to acquire a certain item from behind a door that you have to figure out you can get through.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to get it.
It's more of just extra stuff.
But it wasn't like you responding to somebody, like somebody asked you red or blue, and you get to choose red, blue, or kill them. You get what I'm saying, though.
Again, it depends. It's usually highly specific, so it's not usually in the sense of Mass Effect where you can be like, you talk to this person, and then because you have a certain charisma level or whatnot, you can get them to decide this thing. You have to, like in Sekiro, you have to get certain items and give them to a certain NPC at certain times, and then it'll get you your secret ending.
Okay, I got you.
So, yeah.
See, for me, like, I have this image in my head of what, because I do appreciate Dark Souls or Soulsborne. I've just never really like. What is it called now? It's Sekiro. Side note, is it like
Soulsborne
dies twice?
That's what I call it, but I don't think it's actually a new fucking thing for it.
I'm pretty sure they just call it Soulsborne.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, so I do appreciate the Soulsborne games, and the only reason I'm not a huge fan is the gameplay just isn't exactly. I don't really like how it feels. It's a totally unpopular opinion. It's just my opinion, but the image I have in my head of Great Rune, like, is almost like those Skyrim like mod videos or those like mobile game trailers that look like the game where it's like just beyond gorgeous. And so I have an image kind of like that, but with the game design skill of From Software, and it gets me really excited because I would love to experience one of their games in a different way. That's something more of what I like, and I feel like it'd be really cool for them too, and really impressive for them to be able to show that they can do, whatever.
It's
not saying that's what's going to happen. I just think that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Any game that they make that I can, like, the only reason I didn't play their VR game was because I don't have VR, and I'm not really interested in getting VR for that one game.
Right.
But if I have an opportunity with what I currently have to get, I'm going to fucking buy it instantly. I don't care what it is.
I could just see some really cool. I mean, I do hope that they keep in, like, the mechanics of Dark Souls games, or not necessarily the mechanics, but just so if it's Norse, right, then you're going to assume there's going to be the Norse gods and goddesses like Odin's and Thor's and Loki's and Freya's and all that.
Probably much different than you would imagine them to be.
Oh yeah, of course, but I just kind of mean I want them to keep their skill in making, like, assuming they're bosses, like an Odin or a Jormungandr boss designed in Dark Souls like mechanics terms of speaking would be unbelievable. Even I can fucking admit that. So I hope they don't lose that if they do go different.
One thing that I really enjoyed was, I'm assuming they're going to bring the same ideologies to this game that they bring in all the other games. So as a Japanese company, they're very much influenced by Japanese themes and concepts, right?
Right.
Dark Souls was basically, I'm not going to say basically, but it's very much a Japanese take on Western fantasy. I would say that because, knights and everything and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're going to give a very Japanese kind of spin on Norse mythology. I know one thing that they really like to do is they will take what you think you know. What they'll do is they will give you something that looks to be the case, but then they'll provide a lot of evidence that what they just shown you was not quite what it appeared to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be really interesting, especially with Norse mythology and really recognizable characters.
Do you think it's going to be on the same engine?
Probably. Did
they use the same engine in Demon Souls that they used in Soulsborne and Sekiro?
They've used the same engine since Demon Souls.
Well, I mean, Sekiro is beautiful, but so it is getting some age, though.
You will find. I remember they usually patch it out very quickly, and it usually doesn't show up too often. But occasionally, like similar bugs will come.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, there was a well-known bug is tumble buffing or tumble. Yeah, that's it. Tumble buffing.
Yeah, it is.
What you'll do is.
It sounds like something in a Karma Sutra book. Sorry.
In the game, you can buff your weapons with different spells and other whatnot, right? So what they'll do is they will trick the game by having the character do certain animations to make it think you can do something.
Okay.
So it would let you buff weapons that were usually you couldn't buff. So, like, say there's a weapon called the Moonlight Greatsword. I did this. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was great. What people do, they take something called the Moonlight Greatsword. It's scaled with intelligence. Every sorcery, which is basically magic in the game, would scale with intelligence, and they would put on something called Crystal Magic Weapon onto the sword. Due to the way the game worked, the sword already scaled with intelligence, right? Or with the... Yeah.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
So,
okay.
Whenever you put the buff on the sword, well, what happened is...
Yeah, I'm seeing where you're going.
It would do some weird nonsense where it would somehow make the buff stronger on the sword. So, whenever it got on the sword, usually it would do something called split damage, which would do 450 magic damage and like some physical damage. So you get the sword to do something like 600-700 magic damage. You're not supposed to be able to do that much damage with a weapon. So what would happen is you'd go and swing with it and do like 800-900 damage, which is, horse shit. Because you could two-shot everyone. It was it wasn't good, of course, with a bug. But it was...
Yeah, exactly.
You can do some really cool shit with it. But that bug keeps coming about in every game so far, at some point.
So now I'm trying to think, so Sony isn't at E3. We know that.
I have a prediction for that, but go ahead.
So Microsoft also does not have a booth on the E3 floor. So, their showcase, aside, obviously, games that are cross-platform will probably have their own booths with their own publishers and etc. In terms of anything exciting Xbox is going to show, it's kind of their showcase and done, because they don't have a spot on the showroom floor. So I feel like a game from Software is going to have a big spot in their showcase. I mean, why wouldn't? It's going to get a great reaction, and with Sony not being there, it's kind of a slap in the face. But I'm trying to think of how they would go about it.
All right, fuck it. I'm not going to tell you. I actually, Sony and Microsoft made a deal recently, right?
For cloud saves. Yes.
I feel like this is leading to more cross-play stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's probably not going to happen.
I don't mean to derail you, but this is on the same exact topic. It's just this thought I had. Can you imagine, so Microsoft Showcase opens up and it's 2 hours, it's confirmed. It's a 2-hour show.
This is what I was about to suggest.
He walks on stage and it's like the Xbox screen, and he's like, "Hey guys, and we have a surprise for you," and all the lights fucking turn blue. You hear the PlayStation sound turning on.
I was thinking of that too, honestly.
Again,
oh my god, that'd be wild.
I don't think it's gonna happen because that seems like a dream.
I don't think they'd do it if they did it, they wouldn't do it like that. I think
it would be so cool if they just showed up and and then just I don't know, one of the Sony executives just shows up,
like that dude that's always on the E3 speeches who is horrible at public speaking.
He just shows up, and then Reggie shows up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Everybody shows up. It won't happen, but I would not put money on it, but I think that would be cool as shit. And if it ever happened, it would probably be now. I would assume, with Sony not showing up.
Can you believe it's a 2-hour show? That's insane. That's a long fucking conference.
But it's whatever.
Last year's was 1:30 or hour 30, excuse me.
But
even that felt long.
I am certain that From Software is going to show up and do something.
I'm thinking because okay, this could be random since there's been nothing about it, but I'm really hoping that there is some fucking Sekiro DLC that they fucking just randomly announce.
They just throw out there.
Yeah, because
They could do it like a one more thing, like, oh, and before we go, after like they announced Sekiro DLC, oh, but before we go,
I don't think that game can have a lifetime without a DLC with how good it is.
But like, yeah, with the other games they made, they always had multiplayer to extend its life a little bit at least. But every game's always had DLC except like Demon Souls, but that was ages ago.
so how would they do multiplayer in that
Oh,
game
no,
though? Because
they're
there's a
not gonna
character. I
do-
mean, this is kind of off
they're
track,
not
but
gonna
No,
they
they're
don't
not
do
gonna do
multiplayer. No doubt about it.
parallel universes.
I mean, it's like with Dark Souls, you had all these RPG elements. You made your own character. You had a bunch of different weapons.
Yeah.
In Sekiro,
Oh yeah, I see why they wouldn't.
yeah, Sekiro, there's only the one. You know, there's only Sekiro, your character, the wolf. It'd be weird if you just fought other Sekiros, and the game doesn't feel like it's designed around that.
Yeah, it's
But all right, let me derail us and kind of sort of go back to what Derek was talking about to get us back onto like E3 and From Software. So, what do we think if they, let's say they do announce Great Rune, they give it a name and like a teaser trailer and everything, and like, what do we think that game is actually going to entail?
First off, I want to say one thing, and that is, if it's an Xbox exclusive, it'll break my heart and my wallet because I guess I'm getting an Xbox.
Well, okay, so we keep derailing ourselves, but that's fine. It won't be an Xbox exclusive because Microsoft has said that everything that they release is going to come out on PC as well as Game Pass. And I keep finding weird places where this came from because they're big supporters of Steam, but it should also come out in Steam because Microsoft wants no store exclusivity on PC.
I understand
So
what you mean.
You can assume that if it there's no more Xbox exclusives. Halo, Gears of War, they all come to PC at the same exact time, and they're made for
Again,
PC
I
as
understand
well.
what you mean, but I mean exclusive from PS4 and Nintendo Switch and stuff like the other consoles. Because, you know, Xbox, of course, it's ran by Microsoft, so it's only natural for them to. I don't want to imply that, you know, PC is a Microsoft thing, but most people play on Microsoft. You know, most PC gamers use Microsoft Windows, right?
Oh well, yeah.
So I mean, it kind of feels.
But yeah, go ahead into your point. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. I just wanted to point that out.
I was just go ahead.
All right. So what do we think? Do we think we get any details? Do we think any? What if they dropped the fuck? Can you imagine that they dropped a gameplay trailer? Like they're already halfway done with this shit.
I feel like they're gonna do what they did with Sekiro and just drop a little trailer that doesn't really show anything at all.
Yeah, for like a year for everyone to sit on. I really doubt they say anything about it at E3, and it'll be something Sekiro based if FromSoft has something. I think that.
Didn't they tease?
Oh, Sekiro was the biggest dick tease.
Yeah, it was because it was so.
That was that little tiny short tease,
of the
right?
prosthetic arm. But we didn't know what it was. We thought it was Bloodborne 2 because of how similar it was to Bloodborne.
Because there was like a rope or something, right?
Like all they had.
Do you think it'd be something like
Probably.
that? Maybe
All they had.
like it's a sword in the snow.
It probably. I don't know.
A sword in the snow, and one of Odin's ravens lands on it, and that's it.
That'd be good.
Again, it'd be cool, but again, all Sekiro was, all it showed, it made me like. Of course, I love Sekiro. But
yeah, hindsight, I never would have known that was Sekiro.
I was so mad when I figured out.
I never would have gotten Japanese or Shinobi anything
No,
off what they showed.
All they did was they showed the arm. It just looked like a crank, right? And it was blood, and it was like stressed. And then it's all. They didn't even put Sekiro. They just put shadows die twice. That's the most ambiguous shit ever. I thought it was Bloodborne 2.
Yeah.
I was so sure. But again, they're probably going to do that same ambiguous stuff again. And they're probably not going to show hardly anything. Like. I think they're going to show, of course, something, but it's not going to be anything that's like.
So to round up our thoughts on Sekiro and to make my life easier for making short videos out of these, we basically think that Great Rune is not going to be shown. If it's shown, it'll be a very short dick tease, a la Sekiro. And we think instead of Great Rune, stuff, we're gonna get Sekiro DLC.
I'd assume they'd get Sekiro DLC first.
Yep.
All right, so let's move. I'm spinning a roulette wheel in my head. You just can't see it. Let's talk about Square Enix. They have a lot to talk about. So their show is in the slot that Sony would normally take
Final
up.
Fantasy 16 is coming.
And we also get from them that Avengers game.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm excited for the Avengers game.
Yeah, that's a Square Enix game.
I forgot.
All I heard was it's co-op.
So the details we have are it's seamless single-player, 4-player co-op campaign. So I feel like that's kind of alluding to something like a Left 4 Dead, almost. Not like a wave combat thing. I just mean like drop in, drop out, simple stories, nothing crazy.
I think you're probably going to be able to make your own character, because I remember a description said you can customize your abilities to suit your playstyle. So I assume
I've seen a lot of people theorizing, well, mostly within our own group, like maybe it's in the same universe as Marvel Spider-Man, but since it's coming out on all the consoles and Marvel Spider-Man was a PS4 and Sony exclusive that was published by Sony itself, I feel like that's not really likely because all the credits for this game are completely under Square Enix and their studios. So that would kind of shut out any chance of it being, it'd be fucking cool, don't get me wrong, but if there's a Spider-Man, I don't think it's going to be the same Spider-Man. Which, there's probably going to be a Spider-Man. That'd be weird. Have the Avengers, but no mention of Spider-Man.
Funny. Spider-Man has never been in as far as I'm aware, Spider-Man has almost never been a part of the Avengers, except in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and like 1 or 2 comics.
Yeah. In the Marvel world, though, the movie's lore kind of trumps everything else now.
But it's still strange to me because, their base is in New York.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
And Spider-Man is in New York.
He's just swinging by their base every day trying to get their attention.
By the window, Tony looks out with a coffee, sees him, and he's waving. He just... windshield wiper comes, wipes him down.
So, yeah, they have the Avengers game. That's the details we have. Create a character could be interesting, but I'm really just excited for like a game based around the idea of co-op that's fucking good. That'd be dope.
It seems like it's going to be unique.
Think we're going to get any Tomb Raider stuff?
No.
Probably not.
I think the biggest part of their show is going to be Final Fantasy 16. If it is, obviously, if it's announced.
And don't forget the remake, too.
Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7 remake, right? Yeah, they've said there to me gameplay on that.
Wait, that's another thing. But I think alongside of that, because if they release that and Final Fantasy 16 together, that'd be amazing. As a pre-order, well, not a pre-order bonus, but kind of like Infinite Warfare did back with Modern Warfare Remastered, something like that.
Okay, I'm going to say something I think is a little surprising, and that is I have never played one Final Fantasy game ever.
Yeah, I didn't.
I
used to hate Final Fantasy as well, but as I grew older, I realized that all of the games are fantastic, and that I wish I played them when I was a little bit younger.
Oh, you know what we're forgetting? Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2. Oh, yes.
I forgot that was a Square Enix thing.
I never played Dying Light either.
We need to all three. Wait, that's
very underrated.
Co-op, right? We're the three of us are playing that game together. I think so. 100%.
Sure.
We're playing the first one, but yeah, hell yeah.
Do you guys think they're gonna have any surprises?
I want Dead Island 2.
They got a very big slot, like having the former Sony time slot. I feel like they should have something up their sleeve, even if it's a teaser. They need to do something that's gonna be a kind of thing,
No, I probably shouldn't. Never mind. Oh, well, whatever. Fuck it. So
now I feel teased. Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything at all. It's about Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not going to say much, but the ending was a little ambiguous. It shouldn't really be a surprise. I think they might possibly have more Kingdom Hearts there, but I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with it.
Do you think a trailer for some a new game like they teased for 10 years, or do you think DLC?
That's probably well. I wouldn't think they'd make another game yet. I would think it'd be DLC or something.
Well, they don't care. I feel like they're not the type to care about announcing a game way before it's even made. How long do we know about Kingdom Hearts 3? I remember friends when I was in middle school, before like in the early not early but like mid to late 2000s when I was in middle school, and I had friends talking about when Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to come out, and that shit came out like what, last year?
No, it came out this year. It came out in like January.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I remember I played the second one in like
That's
2013.
insane.
I was like, I can't wait for the sequel. And then, you know what's sad? About
You haven't played the third one?
2018. I saw the Kingdom Hearts stuff, and I just didn't feel it anymore.
They literally lost you. They took so long.
Just died.
Ooh, I know we're not doing it too official, but I got a segue from dead hype. EA.
Oh, yeah, well.
So EA's doing it kind of weird. So they're doing their Saturday, June 8th, and they're doing EA Play. So instead of like one conference, they're doing like 2.5 hours of a time slot where each time has a different game. It's weird. So it starts with it starts with Fallen Order.
Good.
And then there's Apex Legends, Battlefield 5 stuff, FIFA 20, and Madden, and then The Sims 4. So it's looking pretty fucking weak. Nothing about Anthem.
They actually probably should have made Star Wars Fallen Order last.
Yeah, because like people are gonna watch Star Wars, and then for the most part, that's it.
Because Apex is such a good game, but it's dying, is dead because of the lack of content. People are gonna stay for the Apex part, 100%.
They're 30 minutes apart, so Jedi Fallen Order is 12:30 Eastern, and Apex is 1 p.m. Eastern.
They should have at least made Apex closer to last. Okay, I don't want to be like elitist to all the Sims 4 players out there, but
why the fuck is that closing the show?
All gamers, how high does the Sims 4 sit on people's lists? Like, the Sims 4 came out like 2 or 3 years ago, didn't it? I'm pretty sure it came out like 2016, I think.
It's gonna be like The Sims VR.
I mean, I want to say that'd be cool, but it kind of wouldn't be at the same time.
That would be the closest we would go to Skynet, I think. You can just live your life in The Sims.
Again, it's just Sims 4 seems like an odd choice to close. At least I would have. No, actually, take it back. It would have been a better closer to have FIFA close it out. It would have been better, in my opinion. Sims 4 is my last choice out of that list.
But yeah, it's just so weird because they have their times laid out. I ended up looking it up. They have all of their times, but they have none of their fucking big titles and no new titles. Like, I mean, well, they have Star Wars. I shouldn't say no new titles, but they have Star Wars. And then Apex, Battlefield, FIFA, Madden, The Sims. Like,
they should have put Apex first, right? Because a lot of people like Apex. And then they should have ended with the best Fallen Order. Everybody wants to hear about Fallen Order. Everyone's ready for that game. They want to know more, right? Or at least I do. You know, maybe I'm the only one, but,
right.
You know, I'm excited as shit for that game.
I'm really excited so they teased like the next Battle Pass season for Apex, so I'm kind of excited for the Apex thing, and I hope that the game turns out being played again instead of everybody going back to Fortnite and PUBG after 2 months of the game's death. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I feel like that EA is going to show up really fucking weak unless Star Wars looks truly amazing. That's disappointing.
I still want a Star Wars game where you play with, like, there's only 2 players, and, you know, I still want that game.
Yep, you fight at the end.
And at the end, you fight. I want that game.
What else is disappointing is Bethesda is not going to be talking about Starfield or The Elder Scrolls 6.
Interesting decision.
They've said they are not talking about either one.
Okay.
Like,
why do they come?
I mean, they're a publisher. So,
are they going to tease me more stuff about Fallout 76?
Fallout 76 DLC?
Is that?
Well, so there's going to be Doom.
To look forward to?
Probably Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls Blades, that mobile game. Maybe Wolfenstein.
I don't even know what the hell Wolfenstein
trying.
is about.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
great.
it's a really
It's like
good
a
game.
old-fashioned, like silly, fun arcade shooter where you just kill Nazis. It's
Again,
fun.
you know, I should give it a shot, but it's like, you know, the thing that really brings people's attention is Elder Scrolls, right? Certainly.
Or the fucking next big game they're releasing, Starfield, which nobody knows anything about. That's their next baby, and nobody knows any fucking thing about it at all.
Listen, even though they fucked up with Fallout 76 and, you know, the kind of poor reception with Fallout 4, if they, again, next Elder Scrolls game, I have to have it. Have to have it. I want to know more about the Elder Scrolls, and again, Starfield, if it's as good, from what they say, you know, space RPG, that sounds cool as shit. I want to know more about that. But, you know, they're not coming to E3 with their
It
stuff.
just- I don't know. It's just weird. There's got to be. Do you think they'd lie?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're damn right.
Like they would tell the reporter, like, "Oh, we're absolutely not
Yes.
talking about them," and then if it opens up with Starfield
I mean,
gameplay.
they published Fallout 76. I wouldn't put anything past them now. I'm fucking lie.
So okay, let's assume they are lying. What are they showing up with?
Skyrim
What are
Grandma.
they doing? Are they saving Starfield for the end?
Skyrim Grandma.
No.
They're-
Since they already talked about Starfield, they're saving, and the only thing we got out of Elder Scrolls 6 was a title screen. So
That's all we got for
Wait,
Starfield
really?
as well.
Okay, I thought there was way more than that.
And Starfield is before
Right?
Elder
Okay, I
Scrolls.
do remember that. Oh yeah, I do, because I thought the title for Elder Scrolls 6 was Starfield. Yeah, because it was a really fucking terrible presentation. But yeah.
Yeah.
They probably show up with
So,
Starfield
do you
stuff if they.
Do you think you just end the show with it like they did with Fallout 76, or not with Fallout 76, with Elder Scrolls 6, where they were like, "All right, bye," and then they're like, "We're kidding.
They're
Here
probably
it is."
going to show up with
100%.
some game that you can get, right, like as I said, Todd Howard says, right
There's-
now.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say they're just gonna milk the Todd Howard thing. He's gonna come out with this Jesus lights and be like, "All right, Starfield, here it is. It's out tonight."
He's gonna come in with the same thing too. Sometimes it
I'm
just
kidding, but
doesn't
yeah.
work.
I know they're gonna bash themselves like, "Oh, we know we suck. Look, we're poking fun at ourselves. We're relatable." It's exactly what they're gonna do.
Here comes Skyrim AirPod version.
I hope Starfield's good. I wish we could speculate in Starfield, but I really just don't know what they would do. I don't want to just assume it's Elder Scrolls in space, because that would kind of be lame, to tell you the truth. I want something kind of different from them. Like, obviously still a Bethesda game, but I want them to do
If they
something
could give us
cool.
something like No Man's Sky, even if it's a much smaller scale, then that's just gonna be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I see
Like,
what you're
No
saying. That could
Man's
be cool.
Sky didn't, that was kind of that was a fuck up. But if they actually had the whole dynamic stuff, even if it's a much smaller scale between
Yeah.
one galaxy, that'd still be cool.
All right, so while we're on the smaller shows, since there isn't like too much to talk about with the smaller shows, I mean there is, but not that we're super into. Devolver Digital, they're the guys that do that like weird show every year. It's always kind of like self-aware cringe, you know.
Yeah, I always remember them.
I have no idea what you're talking
The
about.
makers of Serious, they're the makers of Serious Sam. They do a showcase every year. It's always kind of funny. They kind of like are the dark horse every year, but they always just kind of pack it full of like fun and like cringy but self-aware stuff. And I don't know, I could see like a Serious Sam announcement. Like they do a lot of other
What
good
is
stuff too,
Serious
like
Sam?
Digital Devolver. Very classic shooter game.
Is this another I'm a fucking I'm a whore, I'm not a true
No.
gamer moments?
No, it's probably less.
I mean, it's famous, but it's not like a must play kind of thing, in my opinion.
I'm just waiting for another Laser Suit Larry, okay?
I mean, they'll have like Metal Wolf Chaos and shit like that. Trying to think of something
I
that you
wanna
guys
live
would
like
know off the
Larry.
top of your heads, but
Do you know what Laser Suit Larry is?
you in a leisure suit.
No, you don't know what. just look it up sometime. All you viewers at home, look it up.
They're calling it the anti. They're calling it the anti E3 conference.
One thing I've been wanting to ask you guys about is, do you think E3 is going to die soon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, I think the internet's killing it.
Oh, you said the internet?
Well, because it's okay. It's not. It used to be a trade show for marketers and investors. Then it was like this big public thing, like not the birth of the internet, obviously, but like when Twitter and shit was becoming relevant. And then with PS4 and Xbox One, it obviously dictated the sales of those consoles in the future. But the last few years, it's just been so like, I mean, PlayStation didn't even fucking care to go this year. EA is barely bringing anything.
Apparently Bethesda's hardly bringing anything.
It's turning more into like, just a fan meetup for video games. That's really all it's turning into.
That's what you're saying.
Because I mean, like, okay, perfect example is the E3s before the PlayStation 4. Sony always talked to investors. They treated it like a true like Computex conference. They changed that for PlayStation 4, but like it was always about the investors. Obviously, no one talks to the investors now, because if anybody were to get on that stage and talk directly to investors, Twitch chat, YouTube chat, anybody watching is going to be like, oh, fuck these guys. They're business people, man. Fuck them. Where's my guy with my indie t-shirt? So they don't do that anymore. So there's not a point to these showcases. They could just release trailers during like this meetup convention and save themselves millions of dollars.
It's going to be sad to me whenever E3 dies.
Oh, totally. But I just don't see how it can survive.
Yeah.
I need some more stuff to be excited for next year.
Oh, see, don't worry, because I've planned out our little talk, even though it's not outlined. I have it. We're ending on a high note. We're leaving with some hype.
I mean, like past 2 or 3 years in games, I have not been impressed, except for From Software and like Neo. That's about it.
The Witcher didn't impress you?
No, not really.
Wow.
I mean, I haven't really played a whole lot of it, so that doesn't really count. I haven't played I haven't played it a whole lot.
I would say The Witcher deserves to be in that talk for like games that stood out in the past few years. Without a doubt, The Witcher is it's not a savior, but like it's
fair enough. I'm not going to really talk much about it because, of course, I didn't play it. I don't know enough about it. But out of the games I personally were interested in and played, I don't really get hyped for Call of Duty stuff. Not gonna lie, the reason I don't usually get hyped for shooter games is my internet is so trash. I just don't play them.
The dolphin noise.
And Mortal Kombat. Wait, no. I remember that, but no. Do you know what broke my heart severely? Like I was, Soul Calibur 6.
I was gonna ask you if a date went bad. I was really interested.
No.
I'd love to hear Moscow date stories.
Only fuck this bird I have at home.
She showed up and I told her let's get her done, and then she went home.
Get her done and she went home. Probably go home too, like me after I say. But no. Soul Calibur 6. I was so excited, and then I tried to play it. I can't play it online.
Yeah, you tried to make me.
Yeah, no, I made you, and I played online as you. It was fantastic, but I got so basically how it goes, 1 out of 4 games went well, and the rest of them were laggy. I can't handle it. I will not play a fighting game if it lags that badly. I can't do it. Because when I play a fighting game, my blood starts to get pumping, I get heated, and I get I might throw my controller through my screen angry.
Sports games do that to me.
It sounds like fucking Nintendo's awful online services. Speaking of Nintendo,
yeah. Let's stay on the shows that are gonna suck. So let's talk about Nintendo and then PC gaming show.
No. The Metroid trilogy is 100% for the Switch. Is 100% getting announced. That's gonna be cool as fuck. And
that'll be cool.
There's rumors of a less like a cheaper, that's the best way to put it, a cheaper Switch. So that's also super cool.
Yeah, a cheaper Switch with isn't it not less features, but a weird compact version almost?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I remember hearing a little bit about it, but I can't fucking remember what was said. Less features or something, or
it'll probably do the whole thing where it doesn't split. Because I remember the DS's They came out with that one DS type.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what
Remember
it
they
was.
came out with that one DS type that was like flat, it didn't flip or anything?
I feel like a fucking nub that I don't remember, but I just don't look into Nintendo news too much because I don't have a Nintendo console.
But you know
so
what I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah, the 2DS.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So aside from that, they have Pokemon Sword and Shield and
Yep,
Mario Maker
I'm excited
2.
for that. Maybe some more Animal Crossing news.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing too. Fuck, I forget that game exists.
Yeah,
Shoot
same
me.
all the time.
So Mario Maker 2 though, might fall weird because there was that announcement that you can't play with friends, but it's an online experience, and I don't know how people are going to take to that.
All I know is if they confirm Bowsette, I will buy a Nintendo Switch.
If they confirm what?
Bowsette.
Oh, Bowsette.
No,
Oh my God.
I'll buy a Switch. I'll make that promise right now. 8th-Bit Network promise.
got it.
If they announce Bowsette as canon,
The EBN's fucking
you're
stamp
correct.
on it.
Damn right. I'll record an unboxing video. Fuck yeah.
Oh my God, yes, please.
Hey,
And I'll do it with Rose there. If he tries to eat everything, it's gonna be great.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's just kind of spit out fucking PC gaming show because the PC gaming show has never impressed me. I always wanted to, but they don't
That's
show
because
anything,
all
man.
they do is do a recap of pretty much everything.
I didn't know there was a PC
And, like, their
gaming
show
show
is so
until you just said it. Anthony.
They pretty much do what Square Enix did last year. They were like the last fucking people, and they just recapped all of E3. There was nothing special.
Yeah, it's really weird. And they only, like, you would think maybe, like, okay, they're the PC gaming show, so maybe they'll throw some hardware out. But Computex was less than a week ago, so Intel's already announced their shit. AMD's already announced theirs. The Nvidia stuff was, a few months ago. So, like, there's nothing.
We'll just talk
Like,
about it.
I don't know why that fucking show exists.
People tend to not care about smaller news sources, and it's probably going to be talking about the new parts. Just for the people that don't care about news sources.
Yep. But all right, we spit out the bad shit.
New Assassin's Creed.
So, let's get into all the good shit. Ubisoft always has a great show. Their show is Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So, I'm thinking more Just Dance. Maybe that Assassin's Creed Viking game. Maybe some Splinter Cell. Probably they're going to tease their next Far Cry because they always tease something with Far Cry. Probably Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Probably some Rainbow Six Siege stuff because Rainbow Six Siege is confirmed to be in their conference.
Yeah, the new season is starting before the
okay.
E3. The new season's on the 5th, and I believe E3 is on the 11th, 12th. I forget the fucking starting date.
But there is no Beyond Good and Evil 2.
God
that is
bless.
not there, confirmed. I see, like, I was interested, but I feel like that game has been at every E3 I've ever watched, and I've watched every E3 since 2002. Like, I don't know why. That game I feel like I've heard about that game for fucking ever, and I just don't care
I don't know
anymore.
what the hell it's about.
I thought it
and
looked
I've heard
cool.
that name like 50 billion times.
I don't know. It just looked cool, but I don't even want to talk about it because it's just not. If it's not coming, I don't really fucking care. But I've given up on it. But so I'm sure the show is gonna open with their corny Just Dance shit, like it always does. That's their staple at this point, which is fine. Last year it was Just Dance, and then they announced their the collaboration with Nintendo. And then I feel like Ubisoft has this thing where their show starts kind of silly and then kind of starts spitting out games. Oh shit, they're Watch Dogs. We forgot there might be a Watch Dogs
3. Yeah,
because there was a. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna put a speculation warning here. I've been diving through Twitter a lot as part of my newfound hobby / job, and I've seen a few little rumors and leaks that supposedly it's going to be set in London with another new protagonist and be a little more geared towards what the first game wanted to be with what made the second game great. So, like I said, take it with a giant fucking assload of salt. But that's what I've seen, which would be fucking cool. I love Watch Dogs. I would love for it to do good, but
Is Watch Dogs actually good?
I also want a new Splinter
Yeah.
Cell.
The second one is amazing.
Yeah.
The first one kind of fell short, but it was
First-
still okay.
The first one fell short because of expectations. Ubisoft wanted them to show the game. The developers were like, game isn't ready. They made the game look gorgeous, and then it was downgraded. It was like not the OG case of it, but it was what sparked this whole E3 downgrade thing. That was the catalyst for it.
Mm.
So it kind of like ruined itself on launch. But the game itself was pretty good. The main character, Aiden Pierce, was kind of but like people don't give enough credit. Like the beginning of the game, he does suck, and he makes no sense. But the game itself does give him progression, and he does have a character arc. So to say he's a dead protagonist isn't necessarily fair. So, but yeah, the first one was okay. Second one's great. Definitely worth a playthrough. The second one, at least, because the stories aren't connected really. Not in a way that matters. There's like fucking Easter eggs and shit.
I'll keep
That's
it in
it.
mind.
There was
But what I
an
really
Easter egg-
want is a new
there was
Splinter
an
Cell.
Easter egg in Watch Dogs
You're
2 about a new game, but that got derailed and that got canceled and all of that. So that was just all. There's gonna be nothing about that game that was hinted in Watch Dogs 2, which is unfortunate.
Oh, I see. Hacker game. You play as a hacker. So
yeah,
then you find, leaks of stuff. I get it.
Clever, I know. But what I really want is a new Splinter Cell. The Splinter Cell games have almost all been amazing. They're
Never
so
played
fucking
one.
good. They're not underrated. They're like they're where they deserve to be, but not enough people played them, in my opinion. The games are so good. If you like spies at all, the games are
I have
incredible.
an idea.
It's a little bit more action than Metal Gear Solid, but it's
I
so
have
good.
an idea of, like, this is an aside to what we're doing. Just real quick, I need to get it out there before I forget about it. We need to do a series of me playing games I should have already played.
Yeah, we need to.
Sounds like it, dude.
Splinter Cell. I don't know what the fuck Splinter Cell is.
Splinter Cell's
Never
so
played
good,
it.
man.
Don't know anything.
The last two, Conviction and then Blacklist, were
All I've heard
so
is there's some
fucking
dude
good.
named
And
Sam
Double
Fisher.
Agent.
Mm.
Oh my god, the ending of Double Agent will stick with me, man.
The
Holy
ones on
shit.
GameCube.
Never played Gears of War.
Oh,
Never played a
Pandora
Halo.
Tomorrow.
Never played a Splinter Cell. Never heard of whatever this sand thing was.
You bet your ass, dude. When Halo comes out on PC, that first day we play the beta of Halo Reach, you bet your ass I'm recording it. And the title is definitely 22-year-old, it's my age, Jesus Christ. 19-year-old plays Halo for the first time. 100% that's my title.
I never even played Metroid.
Oh.
I haven't played Metroid either, I'll tell you the truth.
Dude,
Never
fuck all of
played.
you.
I wasn't really a Nintendo kid.
I've played half
I had
the shit
Pokemon,
you
that was
people
it.
play. I don't even... All these classics, never played. Shadow of the Colossus, never played it. Don't even know what the fuck happens.
Alright, before you dig yourself a deeper hole.
I don't know what happens in that game.
So, do we think Assassin's Creed's
Yeah.
there?
I don't want Vikings.
You think a new
I
game?
want Japan. Okay?
I want Japan as
I
well,
don't
but
know
it's
if
not
they-
going to happen.
Damn it.
I don't think it's going to happen soon. I feel like they're only going to do Japan when they know for sure that no other games are touching Japan.
Oh,
Yeah, because we got Sekiro, we got Ghost of Tsushima,
And
yeah.
Tsushima.
Neo 2.
Neo 2.
Neo, yeah, it would be a real... I know people want it, and it's going to sell. But if they waited and like for next-gen consoles, which we haven't even fucking talked about, but if they waited for next-gen consoles, holy shit, that's the play.
You know what I want to see at E3?
But it's Vikings, supposedly.
I want to... Never mind. Whenever we're done with this, I'll tell you whenever the Ubisoft thing.
All right, yeah, just pocket it. Put in your little shirt pocket.
I don't have a shirt pocket. Fuck you. I might look like a baby
Well,
boomer, but
fucking
I'm not that
make-
bad.
Just make one,
Or,
Frankie.
Fuck you.
Get your sewing kit out.
So while I
I
watch...
imagine Moscrow knitting with Rose on his shoulder.
I've never even finished the Metal Gear Solid series. What am I doing with my life?
All right, so Assassin's Creed Vikings, or do we think those leaks were
I
wrong and
think
it's
it will
something
be
else?
100%. That'd be so fucking cool.
Because the history of Assassin's Creed leaks does lead us to believe it's true. Because Assassin's Creed games fucking
Yeah.
always get leaked.
I still haven't even played. I haven't played any Assassin's Creed past the fourth one.
Mm.
Like, Jesus.
I don't really want to speculate in the Assassin's Creed game, only because like
It could be anything.
for me, well, not so much that for me, if it's Assassin's Creed Vikings with Odyssey gameplay,
I'm sold as well. If it's Norse mythology, which Witcher
enough.
fucking combat, yeah, absolutely. You got me.
Yeah, like I'm sold. Like it's good enough. The only thing I want, I will say this, and maybe this is an unpopular. I know this is an unpopular opinion. I want two things. I want a little more modern story back because the modern stories were fucking good for a long time. And I want my assassin to look and feel and actually be a fucking assassin.
You want to go back to the Ezio glory days?
Well, not even just Ezio. Like the thing that Origins and Odyssey both did that I did not like that much was it was too like Odyssey is really not even about the assassins.
Yeah.
It's really not. And I want
no. What I meant by Ezio glory days was the intrigue, the like assassins versus the Templars whole thing.
Yeah, like that's kind of been lost.
Like, the big political figures fighting.
And don't get me wrong, Odyssey was a really good game, but it's really not an Assassin's Creed game. It's really not. The DLC is, but like, come on.
You want to get back to that whole, one person, the Creed versus the Order.
Yeah, I want the Creed. I want the Assassin's Creed in my Assassin's Creed game. But moving on from Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. Do we think it's there?
No,
maybe.
A new one. Because they always pop something out with Far Cry. I can't think of. Well, obviously I can think of when they have, but like it's been a while since they haven't brought up Far Cry.
I think that's the reason why they won't bring it up.
Always tease their new one.
They've had so much Far Cry.
Because they had Far Cry New Dawn sort of recently.
And there've been so much Far Cry.
That came out in February, right? Far Cry New Dawn? That came out in February, didn't it?
So much Far Cry. I don't think they're going to bring another one. Of course, they're probably going to bring another one.
Take another year.
You know what I always thought would be a really cool Far Cry game? Far Cry World War II.
Yeah.
Like, totally weird story.
Primal,
hear me
but
out.
Good.
Oh,
so,
that
like,
hurts.
you know how like French resistance fighters were a big thing with World War II? Obviously. Well, I've always felt like a Far Cry game where you were like a French fighter, but you were like a solo fighter would be really fucking cool.
Yeah, actually, like you were separated.
Yeah,
kind of like
almost
3
like
started where you were on that island. You were just separated from everyone else. Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Almost like not gameplay, but almost sort of like the Saboteur, kind of like that sort of story. Like I don't know. I always thought that'd be really fucking cool and different. Like nobody would ever expect that.
That would be cool. Like here's how they'd be separated. You show up at like a concentration camp. You have to blow your way out of the concentration. You know how they always have this like opening where it's really crazy?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh,
blow your way out of a concentration camp. And they tell you got to kill Hitler, something crazy.
The big thing about Far Cry is villains.
Yes. I want a German villain in my life.
And it doesn't even need to be Hitler. You know who would be fucking cool? Like, because obviously it's Far Cry, so they can bend the rules. So, and I'm showing like a nerdy side of me, but so you know how Rommel was a big part of the battles of Normandy. He was the only one that actually knew what the fuck was going on. Like he was telling Hitler, like, we got to defend these beaches, and Hitler's like, oh no. Well, like,
oh god,
a really dramatized version of him could be.
You know who should be the actor for it? like face and everything. Oh yeah. Have you ever watched the movie Django? You know the German Dr. Strauss.
Oh yeah,
he is my favorite, one of my favorite actors of all time. It'd be fantastic. Be great.
All right, so
that thing I pocketed, Anthony. Is it time?
Unfold your pocket.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, it's 100% getting a release date. No doubt about it. You're slow. Yeah,
we were getting there. That's what the Xbox show.
I want more information. I want more.
All right, so let's get into Xbox,
and
we'll talk about Cyberpunk
first. Show as well.
Yeah, so Xbox Cyberpunk is going. CD Projekt Red said it's going to be their biggest E3 in company history. They have Cyberpunk, but they have another game that is releasing before 2021. both games are releasing before 2021. I think Cyberpunk's release date will be in 2020 because I think they're going to go with the source material, which was the book Cyberpunk 2020. And I think it would just be cool. It'd be a fucking cool throwback, and it gives them a lot of time.
I want more for
That's not what people want to hear, though.
More. I just need more.
Have you seen that apparently the game's totally different from that gameplay release?
What?
Holy shit, Monka-S.
Yeah. So I forget, we talked about this once. It might have been on the 16th bit, but there was a developer who was interviewed, and not in a bad way, but he said since their gameplay release, it's basically a different game. They've improved it so much, and they're much more proud of it. So I'm so excited, man.
I listen, I just want to be able to make a monster person with, like, you know, augmentations and shit. That's all I want. I want to make something that looks scary. You give me that, even if you don't give me that, because I'm fucking sold.
You know what is sort of confirmed for Cyberpunk that I bet you guys hadn't thought about? Mod support.
Yeah.
Mod support is so their stance on mod support was basically the same for The Witcher. They're focusing on the game, but after the game releases, they're basically open to trying whatever the community asks for. And The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 1 all had mod tools released by CD Projekt Red to mod their game. The Witcher 3 had a little bit less than the other games. It was a little more streamlined. They still are probably going to do it, which is always a plus.
Speaking of augmentations and stuff, no. I mean Code Vein. I know this game has been Listen. All right, this game has been I don't know how long it's been in development, but it's been like an announced thing for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
The network test just dropped on the 31st. The game, it doesn't look too great, but it's basically, to sum it up, because I doubt you've heard of it, Anthony. It's anime Dark Souls.
It's a vampire game
anime,
and like
Souls.
It's apocalypse,
and,
right?
I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, I watched IGN's gameplay of it
look,
today.
You know, that great at the moment, because I mean, I figured it probably wasn't going to be that great on release, but honestly, the gameplay doesn't even look that bad from the network test, and that's not the full game, right? So I'm hoping to see extended gameplay.
The lighting engine looked pretty good for a network test.
Yeah,
the lighting engine of the game and the closed beta gameplay, it looked pretty okay.
I hope that we get like more actual gameplay. I love that so much because I'm really excited for the game, and I really hope it's not shit.
Anything that has vampires, I'm sold.
I actually know something possibly useful for you about that. You get a free code for that game, you know, if you sign up on their website.
Wait, what? For the network test?
Yeah. So for the closed beta, whatever it's going on, I saw on Twitter that if you signed up on Banco Namcai's website, you get a code for PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah.
So it's almost like an open beta.
Yeah, no, I know.
Hopefully. I'm always down for new shit. I love, don't get me wrong, I love the nostalgia kick. I love it. That's why it's a popular thing to do. But I need new shit. I'm in need of it. I need something that's gonna like spike my brain and be like, oh shit, that looks so fucking cool. That's what Cyberpunk's doing for me.
We haven't had something new in so long.
I know the source material, but I'd never like read the Cyberpunk book. It just looks like an incredible game, and I want the game.
Any more information about that? There was that one game you play as this like monster in this Nordic setting.
Oh yeah.
What was that game called?
I forget what it's called too. God damn it.
You know what I'm talking about though, right?
Monster. I don't off
you
what you're
play
saying.
as a monster, which is like a first.
It's like you play as an actual legit monster. It's like, I'm not sure how to describe it. I want to say it depends on how you imagine like a chupacabra exactly. It's not like a bear. Like it's lanky, has claws, and it's really hairy. It's set in a Viking setting,
and you're like taking revenge on
taking revenge on the Vikings who slaughtered your other monster brethren, I guess. So you go and you kill them. You level up and stuff. I'm not sure if it's open world or not. I'm pretty sure it's like a set more. It's kind of open world, kind of not. You go in, you level up, you kill things and different stuff like that. I'm curious if they'll have that there. It doesn't seem like a really huge project, but it's one I'm interested in personally.
So we're in the Xbox show.
Mhm.
The Xbox show is 2 hours long. And they've been hyping up their show since the Google Stadia announcement. Because in response to Google Stadia's announcement, Phil Spencer said, wait for E3.
I feel like this show is either going to be their worst show ever or their best show ever.
I have
Yeah.
something about that monster
100%.
game. It's called Darkborn. It's made by the former members of Battlefield. There you go.
There we go. Thank you.
Yep.
Hopefully Darkborn
So-
shows.
Yeah.
The show's 2 hours long. Xbox has confirmed 14 first-party games, not exclusives anymore, first-party Microsoft games from their studios are going to be shown, as well as, so 14 games is not going to fill that much time. So there's also going to be their indie games. There's all those studios they acquired, including, like Obsidian, Outer Worlds, and all that. And all the fucking cross-platform games that don't have a showcase to go to because Sony isn't there. They have to go to Xbox because they want to be.
And tell me I can get my damn skins.
So, all right. So we know we're getting 14 first parties. We know we're getting Halo Infinite.
Okay, go ahead.
We know we're getting the Halo on PC. Maybe release dates. I don't know because I feel like that's
I definitely feel like the new.
I feel like that
the
wouldn't
new
get that
Halo
much hype.
is gonna have a release date, 100%.
Yeah. So Halo Infinite is going to have Battle Royale, but they're not pushing that. Like that's not a front runner of the game. It's a soft reboot of the series.
Of Halo Infinite?
So
Yep.
yeah, it's a soft reboot because Halo 4 was okay. Halo 5 sucked. And they know that. I'm not speaking as like a defense. I'm saying what they've put out. They know that it wasn't good, and their approach to fixing it is giving Halo fans what they've been asking for directly and hoping it goes well. I actually don't. I shouldn't speak like the Battle Royale is confirmed. I feel like that was just something.
It might be a
I
thing if
saw and
Battle
heard
Royale
and-
games stay as relevant as they are, 100%.
I want Battle Royale to die
But
for a
yeah,
while.
it's a soft reboot. I was listening to a podcast and they actually had an interesting idea on how Halo Infinite could show up. So Master Chief's iconic. He has to be the character if you want to, and he already has been confirmed because in the teaser last year he had his helmet. So what they were saying was, what if you took that teaser where he had his helmet and he walks off screen holding his helmet and he drops his helmet and he puts on like a different helmet in like weird armor, suggesting that like you're Master Chief, but like you can customize your shit. And then like it goes into gameplay and it's like it's like Halo, but with weird takes on it, almost like a different game in a way, but it still had that Halo feel. Even if it wasn't necessarily perfect, just them doing something crazy like that could really give them some momentum for the rest of their show, or, end their show on a high note.
And then Doom Guy shows up and they fight.
I just feel like Xbox has themselves set up with Sony not being
like
there.
They, like,
That they could hit the ground running fucking Sonic speed, and they could bolt out of there with so much momentum for the coming year.
You are correct. But I feel like there is a big chance they might fuck it up.
There's always that chance. They're a
Yeah.
company. There is that chance.
I am okay.
And we haven't talked about something too that could help them with this. But go ahead, finish
I'm
your statement before we talk
concerned
about it.
That if a lot of hype and a lot of stuff is resting on them since Sony didn't show up, that they might not be able to live up to that hype, and it might just blow them down. Like they might even have, what would usually be a great E3, but with all the hype, I think it might crush them a little. But of course, I could be wrong.
I feel
it
like
might get
they're
a
gonna
name,
drop something about the console.
And I think I feel like they'll do it in a sassy way, because if you remember, Sony, when they announced the PlayStation 4, they were fucking coming at Xbox.
Yeah,
you guys remember that
yeah.
conference?
I remember the video where they said how you share games on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and they like made fun of like Xbox's cable box and shit like that. They're like, this isn't a cable box. There's no DVR on this. They were dropping so much shade. And Phil Spencer is like, instead of dropping shade, here's the facts. And he's like, it comes with a 2080 Ti.
And I don't think.
But no, my prediction, my guess, I'm just gonna throw it out so I can clip this shit. Xbox will announce their console, maybe give it a name, maybe give it a project name, because they were open with Project Scorpio, and they're going to announce enough specs to show up PlayStation and generate their hype. And that, coupled on top of Cyberpunk, all their first party games, them including Steam, their Game Pass on PC, and any other surprises they have now that they have Obsidian and all that shit, I really do think this is Microsoft's year. Unless, like we've said, they fuck it up.
I mean, like, I
Which they
don't
might
want
fuck it
to
up.
be.
They could totally
Like-
fuck it up.
Listen, I don't want to be an ass or anything, but if Neo 2 does not come to Xbox, I really don't care. Like, and the reason why that's important, if PS4 still has better exclusives or Sony does, it won't make that much of a difference. And then there's also something that I didn't really consider for a long time was, but versus PS3 versus the Xbox. As I recall, I'm like 90% sure the PlayStation 3 was technically stronger, right? In terms of its specs. Like, am I wrong on that? I'm pretty sure it was technically better.
I just remember like how there was always games that played so horribly on PS3, so I don't know their fucking specs.
Pretty sure they were strong. I know what was for a fact was it was easier for companies to make games on Xbox 360. The reasoning had to do with it had a more friendly architecture for games. I remember it was Xbox it was an easier time to make games on Xbox 360. So what ended up happening is games would play better on Xbox 360 because they could be designed better, right? And so,
okay.
But I remember certainly it was easier for them to design games for the Xbox, right? What that would do, it would make the games, it would usually run better, and it would usually not even necessarily look better, but it would always perform better.
The PlayStation 3 did have more video memory bandwidth by about 10 points.
Yeah, like it was. Games played better on Xbox 360 because it was designed to be just yeah.
Their processors were the same speed, just differently designed,
and it would just work better whenever they would make games for it. So that's one reason why it was so popular. And of course, all the different stuff, like a lot of people didn't like the HUD screens and whatnot, or what is it, the home screen for the PS3 and different stuff like that.
Okay, so I do have a point, and this is kind of like an in fairness point to your exclusive point, and this is also the difference between the three of us. So, and if I might be wrong with you, Derek, but you two were both PS3 people, correct? I was the Xbox 360 person, and I bought a PS4 because exclusives, and because at the time there was better. But when I was a kid and I got to pick between a PS3 and a 360, I picked a 360 for exclusives. And I feel like a lot of people did. Xbox hasn't always been the lackluster in exclusives.
They used to be the best.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at, is like they do have a chance to bring that shit back. They really do. They just have to present it in a way that shows people like you, Moscrow, like, this is why Halo was good. This is why Gears of War is good. This is our new exclusive. We do not have Horizon. We do not have, but I guess Bloodborne. We do not have an Uncharted. We have this to offer you.
If they do,
I feel like that's going to be their approach.
Then sure, makes sense to me. But it's like, whenever I had to make the choice between PlayStation, I've always played PlayStation. I always have. And then from softwares like Bloodborne, only PS4. That was the easiest choice I have ever made in my life.
I also had an original Xbox over a PS1, and I do not regret that. The exclusives on PS1 could not compete.
Though, so
I didn't really play a lot of PlayStation 1. The main thing I played was...
But back then, Nintendo, GameCube could also compete for exclusives with the two of them.
Yeah,
so.
I remember GameCube seemed really awesome, and Xbox, I didn't...
Dude, Pokemon
so
Stadium was
good.
my shit.
GameCube was actually... It was fantastic, but I don't remember much about like the PlayStation 1 titles versus the regular Xbox titles. I don't remember that very well. I didn't... Shit, I didn't really focus on it.
Both consoles, both PS3 and Xbox 360 were lacking horrendously in launch titles, which is funny because the Xbox One and the PS4 also did. There was like no fucking launch titles for the games.
Like one thing was, okay, I remember Xbox 360. I only really... This is going to sound really stupid, but I did not really have a lot of friends whenever around this period of time. It was like second or third. When did the PS3 come out?
Tiny Violin plays.
No, like, listen,
they
I
were
was
both
not aware of what Xbox had.
They were both mid-2000s, and PS3 was a little more expensive.
Yes, I remember. The only thing I remember was I had a PlayStation 2. I had no idea what the fuck was on other consoles because I never paid attention to it. Since I didn't have a lot of friends, I never even touched one. So my world was very focused completely on the PlayStation.
See, that's funny because that's where we differ. Like when I was that age, I inhaled everything I could that was games journalism at the time, which was very different from now, like very fucking different. It was like, G4, some website forums, and magazines. I remember I must have read I probably read over like 5 hours of content a day just on gaming shit.
I was busy reading.
I would watch everything on
Harry
G4
Potter and stuff.
I was always watching shit about PS3, and I was always like, oh, I kind of wish I had one. But then I'd be like, oh, but Gears of War was so much better. Halo was so much better. But I would say PS4's exclusives were better, but the thing that I think they were lacking was not longevity, but like kind of like a where do we go from here,
I disagree
personally
with that.
because Horizon Zero Dawn 2, Uncharted's done. Ghost of Tsushima we haven't seen shit about it. The Last of Us Part 2 does exist and it is going to be a console seller, but it's just, I don't know, just me, I guess.
You mean for going for PS5? I mean, that could change, yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying like going into the future, like, do you really want Uncharted 17? Just like, do I really want Halo 15 without a soft reboot like Halo Infinite?
God of War.
Yeah, that's also true. I actually forgot about
I am forgetting I forgot about God of War.
I forgot about it too.
That's a fair point. Xbox didn't really have an answer for God of War. They never really have.
That one was always hard because God of War came, of course, with the PlayStation 2, and it hits strong with every game they make.
Well, granted, the old God of Wars are a very different type of exclusive than the newest God of War.
Absolutely.
But back then, I would argue they are as strong as they were back then as they are now. God of War has changed for the newer audience, right?
I just mean they're different games.
They've changed for the newer audience, but they had the same impact.
Yeah, hack and slash games are dead. If they would have made the new God of War like the old ones, it wouldn't have sold, and it wouldn't be as good as it is.
The only hack and slash games that survive are the Titans. Like a Ninja Gaiden would do great. Devil May Cry does great, but nothing else can try, in my opinion.
I'm just saying that hack and slash games are hella dead.
Imagine Ninja Gaiden announcement, dude.
All right,
that'd be
kids,
fucking...
shut up.
Actually, wasn't Ninja Gaiden an Xbox exclusive?
No.
Wait a second.
No, Ninja Gaiden, I'm pretty sure. I want to say it was a PlayStation exclusive, I'm pretty sure.
I had it on original Xbox.
It was on PlayStation. It was on PS2, I believe. I know for a fact it came to PlayStation 3 at some point. I am like almost 100% sure it was on PS2.
Oh, there was one. There was one Ninja Gaiden game that was an Xbox exclusive. It was Ninja Gaiden by Team Ninja.
What?
Ninja?
It was in 2004.
No, hold on. Team Ninja is the one who made Neo.
Yeah.
And they made Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Ninja, Ninja Gaiden 2004. It was an Xbox exclusive. That was announced at the first ever E3 I watched. Oh. Look at that fucking tie-in.
Wait, what did you say the exclusive one was?
Ninja Gaiden. It's just called Ninja Gaiden.
Called Ninja Gaiden Black that came out in 2005. That was exclusive to the original Xbox. I'm 100% on that.
Yeah, I had that. It was pretty fucking okay.
I actually never played the Ninja Gaiden games.
I remember I ditched that game
Add that to the
because
list.
I was really invested in Black, the shooter. I don't know if you ever played that. It was a really good shooter. I was super invested in that, and there was a couple RPGs I was hardcore into. Plus, that was around the time of Star Wars Battlefront.
The Ninja Gaiden games were so fucking dog shit after a period of time. Let's talk about Ninja Gaiden 3 on the PS3, dude.
You know a game I want on like consoles?
Leisure Suit Larry.
I want. Oh my god. Not consoles, on PS4. Well, PS5, whatever. I want them to take a better crack at Killzone.
Oh, yeah.
I got cucked on Killzone, man.
Oh,
Because Killzone Shadowfall
I
fucking
didn't know what the fuck
sucked.
Killzone is.
So Killzone Shadowfall was the release game for
the
PS4.
main one.
The
Yeah,
Killzone series was the Halo competitor.
It was awful.
Yeah, Killzone was always PS3's like Halo competitor.
Really? Now you
I guess
want to
PS2.
call it okay?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it was. I'm saying that's how it was like handled.
Yeah, that was probably
It was like
the
that
mistake.
console's Halo.
That was the mistake.
But like everybody always talks so highly of it. I never got to play it, and the fucking Shadowfall was pretty, but that game was so bad. I tried to like it. That game was just shit. Maybe it's because it was a launch game, but like, and they've pretty much abandoned it because that team works in Horizon Zero Dawn now.
I'm probably still gonna buy a PlayStation 5, and the reason why is the backwards compatibility with the PS4 Pro and everything. Like, I never had a PS4 Pro.
Bless that.
So I didn't really want to get one. So using the PS5, I could, get more out of all my old games. I assume there's probably going to be more From Software exclusives. I assume, of course, no one really knows.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know on that one.
Yeah,
it's a big maybe.
If From Software has an exclusive on Xbox, then I guess I'm going to have to get an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, that is literally...
Or just upgrade your PC.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. Fuck Xbox. It's going to use that money to get a better PC.
One thing that never improved on not the original Xbox, excuse me, on Xbox One was Xbox One's UI. Its UI never got better.
I've never, of course, I don't know what it looks
it got
like.
a little better. They modeled it after the Windows 8 UI, like tiles,
Okay.
And it got better, but it's just not. It was never meant for gaming. And as much as they tried to fix it, the only thing I liked about it personally was it was a little bit faster than PlayStation's, but it still was shit.
Windows 8 UI was meant for people to use, really, to be honest with you.
Windows 8 was so bad.
It was so bad. Like, I remember when I actually got a laptop around that period. I cracked that sucker open. It was so bad. I didn't know where anything fucking was.
I just thought of another game that might be announced at one of these. I'm not sure where it'd be announced.
It better be Destroy All Humans.
Fuck, we forgot to talk about that. Yeah, Destroy All Humans and a new Darksiders game. Both, no, Darksiders having a new game is confirmed. Destroy All Humans is not confirmed.
Darksiders.
Yes.
That is my...
Darksiders is confirmed to have a new game.
That is one of my favorite series. I need to get the third game. I still haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, it is confirmed to have a new game. And Destroy All Humans should be at Square Enix.
I need more Darksiders in my... hold on. I want more Darksiders. And I feel like at some point I feel like they're going to make a co-op Darksiders, because I feel like you'd be kind of remiss not to, because it's the Four Horsemen.
Oh yeah,
they make perfect sense for a 4-player game, right? I feel like at some point they probably will, but maybe not. I need more Destroy All Humans. Like, listen, you don't understand how much I played the second game on the PlayStation 2. I even got it, Destroy Humans. The name is Destroy Humans Big Willie for the Wii, yes. Yes. If I can buy a game called Destroy All Humans Big Willie,
The man
just
himself.
for Destroy All Humans, you goddamn right I need more Destroy All Humans. You know, they came out like 1 year after the other. Everyone, instant win. This is my monkey ball, okay? I need more Destroy All Humans.
So, all right, so because I heard Monkey Ball, I'm moving us along. There is one thing I want to mention. So there is no E3 conference for what I'm about to talk about, but there's something that people always kind of leave out of like E3 prediction videos that I always fucking think about. There's so many developers and publishers.
Oh, there's one
and
more.
Sony's probably going to do some of this too.
Alright, go ahead.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But I feel like Sony will do this too. There's always announcements that aren't at E3 that happen online.
Yeah.
There's so many that always happen. Nobody predicts that shit. And it drives me up the fucking wall. And I feel like Sony could save themselves by dropping some shit on
Last
YouTube
of
and
Us
stuff.
comes out
They
now.
probably sure
around-
shit will. Like
They
I
should.
feel like it's a given they're going to do something.
They drop Last of Us trailer gameplay release date
Still
all
never
right
played
before
The
the
Last of
Xbox
Us.
conference.
So you know,
Holy
That
shit. All right,
exclusive, never played the last.
what the fuck? Go ahead, Derek. I can't
So,
listen to Moscow right now. I'm mad at him.
There's always those like things that are like, this is being released an hour after the show, right? Do you think? Well, obviously that's gonna happen again, and it's probably gonna be more on the Nintendo
be something.
side, I would assume. What do you think it'll be though? There's probably nothing in mind. I don't have anything
Smash
on my
Brothers DLC.
I don't have anything on my mind. Oh yeah, the two unrevealed characters for MK11 in the DLC that comes out on the 18th. Those could be revealed, but I doubt it.
I'm trying to think of what you. I'm trying to throw a hot fucking.
It's probably gonna be a
prediction
Switch
on what you
game,
just said.
100%. Like the Pokemon Quest or whatever it was, dropped that shit the second they announced it.
It's gonna be Xbox, and they're gonna say whatever game. I don't know what game it's gonna be. I
Yeah,
honestly
me
can't think
neither.
of a guess. They're gonna say this game because remember how they bought all those studios last E3? That was like their
Yeah.
big thing. They're gonna say one of those three, so Obsidian or the other two big ones I can't remember the names of, is dropping this game, whatever it may be, and it's available right now on Xbox Game Pass on both Xbox and PC and Steam
Oh,
and Game
bet,
Pass.
dude,
That's what that's
bet.
gonna be the thing. That's my
Yeah.
prediction. I'm gonna shoot one into left field and and hope it
Dude,
lands.
that's I could see it.
Or it just could be Xbox Game Pass in general.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Yeah,
Because that doesn't have a release
yeah.
date yet. So they could
That would
say
be the
and
That'd be
like,
really easy to do. I'm pretty
Xbox
sure.
Game Pass coming to PC and it is now
Yeah,
available.
I think that would be pretty easy to do. So yeah, I think that'll be 100% the thing.
this isn't really related to this specific topic, but you know, it'd be the biggest switcheroo if they say Bloodborne 2 Xbox exclusive.
Oh god.
I mean, that happened with Call of Duty. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
He's like, you know what?
Call of Duty has flip-flopped their exclusivity a bunch of times.
Yep, they have.
It's just like Miyazaki. He shows up in person. He's like available in 1 hour on Xbox
Oh, yeah.
One, Bloodborne 2.
Forgot about him.
But no,
I do wish Sony was there, but I'm also excited to see who's going to pick up the baton,
Hmm?
you know? Like, I'm just excited to see what these people can do, knowing that it's their moment to shine, because people are going to look for that big thing since Sony isn't there, and Sony's the golden child at the moment. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? What do we think CD Projekt Red's unannounced game is?
Witcher 4.
I think if it was Witcher, it'd be a series spinoff.
Yeah. Witcher the Switch game. A Witcher 3 Switch.
Well, because the thing about Siri is it doesn't have to be like, you know, not medieval, but like knights and swords and that because of Siri's abilities, it can literally be almost any possible game they want with Siri in it. And
Yeah,
it can
I
work.
think a Siri main character Witcher would be amazing.
I mean, Siri's probably going to be in Cyberpunk because in The Witcher, she talks about the Cyberpunk
really?
universe.
Oh yeah.
Yes. There's a point because Geralt's asking her like where she's been. And at one point, she talks directly about the Cyberpunk universe.
Only if she talked about the Monster Hunter universe.
Because she has an ability to like bounce through universes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Which would that be fucking hype?
Oh,
Oh, but I think
I got one more
you got
thing
something.
that
Go
I'm
ahead.
really excited for. I really hope that Iceborne Monster Hunter expansion. I'm assuming it'll
Yeah.
be a little bit more will be shown off in the Xbox conference, maybe.
Yes.
It's
because it's confirmed to be
okay,
there.
so yeah.
So
I really,
well, not at the Xbox conference, but
I
it's confirmed
really
at E3.
hope that they say a PC release date, and I hope it's not just unannounced.
That could be a surprise. It could be like we were talking about together. It could be like it's coming out on console and PC at the same time.
Because when they like showed gameplay of Iceborne, there wasn't much. They announced a few new monsters. They announced a monster that's returning from previous games that's really cool, and he's like very iconic. So all that's cool, and they showed like the environment and all the like every weapon is getting a new like ability and all that. So like that's cool, but I feel like there's not enough. So I really hope that there's more at E3.
You know what I want from E3?
100%.
That's probably never going to happen. I want Virgil playable Devil May Cry 5. I
Alright,
will pay
bitch.
any money. I'll pay any amount.
So with
Take
that
my
being
money.
said,
All right, so I think it's time to wrap it up. We've given a fair bit of predictions. We're not experts by any means. Our expertise comes from loving games for a really long time. So take what we said as you will. But either way, we're excited for E3. We're going to watch it. We're going to post about it. We're going to react to it. So there wasn't an ad for this one. So instead of an ad, I'm going to tell you if you like us and you want to show us around, you can do that in a few ways. You can like this, you can share it with somebody you might think like it, or you can go on Amazon, you can type in EBN logo, and you can get our shirt. We also have a lot of stuff on our YouTube and a lot of stuff coming out, including, finally coming soon, our Sekiro Shadows Die Twice review, a week in VR, and a lot more. So, if you like us and you want more of us, you know where to find us. It's all in the description. So thank you for listening to the 8th-Bit Podcast, and we will see you
Bye.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Don't worry, that's not in there. That's getting taken out, don't worry.